What's up, guys? Welcome back to Nick's Fishing. Today we're going to be doing the cheap versus expensive popper challenge. Let's do it. Alrighty guys, so the two poppers I have, the first one right here is from Walmart. $1.49. It's that dark brownish color. It got a blue stripe across it. It's got a little bit of rattles, nothing too fancy. This one right here is from Academy, $6.99. It's more of a shad pattern. It's a little bit bigger than the other one. The rattles are a little bit louder. So basically what we're going to see is out of the expensive or this cheaper one, which one gets more bites, which one gets bigger bites. And we're going to look at the hookup ratio, see if the hooks are better on the more expensive one. And basically we're going to see how much money really does affect bass fishing. So we're going to go down to the pond. Hopefully they're biting and we can have a pretty good video. Let's do it. Alright guys, I just got to the pond and I think what I'm going to do is for 5 minutes use the cheap, 5 minutes use the expensive, and just alternate like that to make it a fair competition. It's about 7:45, 7:50. And it gets dark at about 8:45, so I got about an hour. I got the timer on my watch. So we're going to start off with a cheap one, and let's see which one wins. Alright, well I didn't get anything on the first 5 minutes with a cheap popper, so now we're going to try the expensive one. See if we can catch anything. First hit. Was not paying attention. Expensive popper, 3 minutes in. Hit it pretty good too. I was just about to move. Alrighty guys, so I fished around with the cheap and the expensive. The cheap didn't get any hits and the expensive got one. So right now I guess you could say it's in the lead. I'm going to start the cheap one. I'll fish a little bit over here where I got that bite, and if I don't catch anything, I'm going to move down the pond a little bit. Let's just see how it goes. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, he's better than I thought. I might go 3. Oh, that's a lot better fish than I thought. Get up in here. Whoa. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Look at that fish. I can't grab him by his mouth. Treble hooks everywhere, dude. Alright, guys, just might want to point out that's how he ate it. This is a 3-pounder all day. On the cheap popper, you might have noticed in the video, I'm not exactly sure what happened. I was scratching my leg, and I was still working the bait, just real slow. And I just hear an explosion. Set the hook, no idea it was this big of a fish. And then he jumped a couple times, and I was like, oh yeah. Golly, let me get you on hook. Alrighty guys, there you go. Look at that. Is that 3, 4? That is a tank, dude. On my cheap, well, on the $1.50 Walmart popper, that thing crushed it, dude. My time's actually up now because I was unhooking him. So there we go. First one on the cheap one hits a big one. That expensive popper's got some work to do. Let's get it back. Golly, that's a big one, dude. Look at that, guys. A mama duck and babies. There goes the mama. Oh, I'm sorry I disturbed them. That kind of stinks, but it's really cool to see. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, about 7 babies with a mama. They were right up there against the bank. I didn't know it. And as I was walking by, there they went. Alright guys, so I just finished my second round with the expensive. So I've done cheap and expensive both twice. On the expensive, I got one hit, a pretty good hit, but I missed him. Maybe he was just pecking at it because he didn't really want the lure. But with the expensive, I got one bite and he absolutely crushed it. It was that one big fish. So it's time for the cheap, 5 minutes with that, and let's just see what happens. Maybe money really doesn't matter. Little guy. Little guy just pecked at the cheap one. Second hit on the cheap lure. Another hit. Ah, that's time. Alright. Well, ending the third round with a cheap popper. That's my third hit on it. I've caught that one big one, got 2 bites. Now the expensive one, it's only got 1 bite now. We're going over to it. The cheap one is around ahead, so this one has its chance to tie it up. Let's see if the expensive can do it. Got it. Decent, decent. This big? Oh, it's running. Might be foul hooked a little bit. Oh, it's a big fish. No!
Oh my God!
That was another 3-pounder. That was literally a 3-pounder.
That was literally a 10-pounder.
Second fish I've hooked today. That was a big one. The expensive one's getting some big bites today too. So 2 bites with the expensive one so far. Maybe the hooks aren't good. Maybe cheap is better. I don't know. Let's get back out there, guys. That makes me mad. He was right there in the grass. I don't know. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and apologize. I know the lighting is bad. It's pretty dark outside. We're going to do one more round. Right now, the only fish caught has been with a cheap one, and boy was it a big one. But I did lose another big one on the expensive. So it's 1-to-1. I think the cheap's got 3 bites and the expensive's got 2. Going into the last round, starting off with the expensive 5 minutes, or starting off with the cheap for 5 minutes. Then we're going to go into the expensive for 5 minutes. It's coming down to the wire. Let's see what happens. Last minute. Last minute for the cheap. This is my last guy. Can I pull it off? Literally 4 minutes and 48 seconds on the clock. You can't see it. 4:54 and I just got this thing in. Look at that. How clutch could you be? They hang on to this cheap one, I'll tell you that. So, what I was just about to say is, that is the end of the cheap challenge. That was its last round right there. Hold on, let me get this fish unhooked. So I can talk. Alright guys, time is up for the cheap one. I caught this fish right here, second fish. Literally within the last 30 seconds of the challenge. So now I've got 5 minutes for the expensive one and we're done. Let's see what this expensive one's really made of, but it's gonna have to make a comeback to beat that cheap one. See what happens. Got one. Little. Very little. Alright. Fish number 1 on the expensive. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. 45 seconds in with it too. Can it make the comeback? I need one more fish. The expensive needs one more fish to tie in numbers. Hold on. Alright, the guys. Number one with the expensive popper. Alright, we got 3.5 minutes left with the expensive. Let's see if it can pull off a miracle. Alrighty guys, so I'm back home, and that was quite an interesting video. The first round, no bites with a cheap popper, and one with the expensive. Didn't hook it. So second round, go in, starting off, I moved down the pond a little bit, I was scratching my leg or something. I think there was an ant on me, and I set the hook on it, and it ended up being probably 3.5 pounder. My landing job wasn't very good with this medium rod, but I got it in. He choked the cheap one, so it showed that they were really eating it. And then that was the only fish for that round with a cheap. No, I did get one more bite. And then with the expensive, I didn't get anything. I might have got a bite. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember everything. Then, so that was second round. Going to the third round, I hook a big one on the expensive popper, and right when it gets up close to the bank, jumps, shake the hooks off. So I don't know if they weren't eating it or if the hooks weren't good, but the expensive one's not looking too good. Alright, going to the fourth round with a cheap one. Last 10 seconds, 20 seconds, I catch one more. So second fish I caught on the cheap one, and that was all for the day. And then with the expensive, my last chance, catch one little tiny one. So what do you think? Which one won? I would have to give it to this Walmart popper right here. This thing flat out catches fish, dude. I got more bites with it, and whenever they bit it, they were actually eating it. The expensive one, $6.99 at Academy. It's not a bad popper, but if you're just you're starting off popper fishing, go to Walmart, pick you up that $1.50 one. It really catches fish. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of the video for today. I hope you learned something. You don't always have to spend the money to get the best lures. Take this Walmart popper for example. Caught me a 3.5 pounder, while I only caught one dink on the expensive one. So hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one. Bye.